All right, guys. Good morning. Happy New Year. Today's January 4th. It's a Saturday, and I wanted to take today to kind of give a little history of myself and a little history about Parking Pros. I've had a couple people reach out and they wanted to just learn more and understand a little bit about the valet parking and shuttle industry. So, with that being said, I'll just jump right into it. My name's Jonathan Velarde. I'm from originally from Newbury Park, California. I lived there for about 18 years, and then I joined the Marine Corps, and I was mostly on the East Coast in Washington, D.C. and Maryland. Um, I was selected for the Presidential Security Program in boot camp, and I was at Camp David and the White House Communications Agency and the White House as well. Had a great time, did 5 years, got out, and then I used my GI Bill to go to Moore Park Community College for a couple semesters just to kind of get like the minimum credits needed to transfer. And then I applied to Pepperdine University, got accepted, went there, got my bachelor's degree in business, had a great time. But to be honest, the only reason I went to school was because I had the GI Bill. So it was school was totally covered. Great thing about the military is that if you go to college with the GI Bill, you actually get paid to go to school for free. So it's a pretty awesome benefit, and I used that to the full capability that I was able to. Um, Graduated during COVID, like 20. When did I graduate? I think it was 2021. And then my brother and I, Clay, he's the other owner of Parking Pros. We had the intention of just starting our own valet parking company. Our father, he also has a valet parking company. It's called ABC Valet. They're pretty big in Southern California. And we were going to work for him. We did work for him for many years, and then we our intention was to kind of work with him and then take over the company as he kind of wanted to retire, and it just wasn't working out as we wanted it to. So we just decided to do our own thing. And first year of business was I think 2020. We didn't really do too much because it was a COVID year. I think we did like 40,000 in revenue, which was not what we were planning on doing. When I went to the bank to open our business checking account, I told the guy that we were going to do 750 our first year, and he kind of was like, "Oh, okay, we'll see." So definitely didn't do that our first year. Our first like real year of business, I would say, would be 2021. It was still, masks and everything in California, but that we did almost a million that year. I think we did like 960 in top line revenue, which was very exciting, and we were very proud to do that. We um, we hired a lot of people. We did a lot of events, and it was great. Um, so yeah, I guess when we started it was 2020. Why we started it was we just wanted to do our own thing. We tried to work in the family business uh, world, and it wasn't working. So I'm sure a lot of you guys work with your parents or friends and family, and you want it to work. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. So you just got to do your own thing. Some of the areas we service all over Southern California. Like we do a lot of events in LA, Beverly Hills, Malibu, Pasadena, that whole area. We'll go to Ojai, we'll go to San Ynez. We do stuff in Monterey sometimes. We've done stuff in San Francisco that our guys have worked. And then we've also done events where like we'll book an event and it's just too far or too short. So we'll book it and then we'll hire like a local company to do it that we trust and we vet. They have insurance and all that good stuff. So basically we're booking the deal and then farming it out for some of those events that are far. We also have a company in Florida. It's a separate company. So we service Northeast Florida, like Jacksonville, St. Augustine, Gainesville, Daytona. We'll do stuff. We do a bunch of stuff in Orlando, Lake Nona, Winter Park. We've done stuff in Tampa. It's a little too far, but sometimes when we book these deals, we'll hire like a local company that we really like and trust. And like event types and sizes: weddings, corporate events, funerals, birthdays, you name it. We work for wedding venues, we work for high-end restaurants, we service hotels 24/7, we manage parking lots, we do shuttle services. So really, there's no event too small or too large. We've done events with 20 Sprinter vans before. We've done events with two traffic directors. So we've done events for $300. We've done events for $30,000. So really, we'll do anything. If you need us, we'll be there. And kind of transitioning into the next question that I got was like how we incorporate shuttles. We do shuttle services. Like we own a bunch of Sprinter vans and Ford Transit vans, like the 14 passenger high roof shuttles. And those are really nice for events where parking is like difficult. So say you're having a wedding in Malibu and there's no parking. So you got to book a church lot down the street. Maybe it's a few miles away and your wedding venue's kind of like up in the hills. You'll have all your guests park at the church. You'll hire us. Maybe you have 2 or 3 Sprinter vans, and we'll just do loops back and forth, wedding to the venue, to the parking lot to the venue, back and forth. It's a really nice service to offer because people will say, well, why wouldn't I just use Ubers? You could, but then people are arriving at all random times. The Ubers are good to get there, but then at the end of the night, when it's 1 a.m. in Malibu and there's no cell service, the Ubers they won't show up to your venue. So having a private service like ours is very nice to offer your guests. A lot of them are traveling from out of town. They don't want to deal with finding Ubers and dealing with that headache. So it's nice to have it. Plus, it's dangerous, like driving through the hills of Malibu and like different areas at night. If you've had a couple drinks, it can be a safety thing as well. How we've scaled is the next question. Let's see here. 2020 was like technically our first year. It was like a fake year. We did 40,000 in revenue. Year two, we did like 900 something K in revenue. It was kind of like that was what I would consider like our first year. The next year, we basically doubled it, and we've just been growing ever since. So we've just been scaling by providing good service, taking care of our employees, really putting our name out there. My brother and I, we do a lot of marketing. We call a lot of venues. We door knock. We build relationships. So just making sure we're always offering a good product or service. Handling any mishaps, like if we damage a vehicle, you got to take care of it. If we actually did the damage, you got to take care of it quickly and make sure that customer is taken care of. And then just taking care of your customers, providing good service. We're really good at that. If you check our reviews, we got great reviews. I think most of that is just from our employees. Our employees we take care of, and then when they feel like they're taken care of, they'll take care of the customer. If your employees aren't taken care of, they're probably not going to be as happy, and they're not going to offer the level of service that you're hoping they will. I guess the second piece to that question, how to scale your company. For us, you can only do so many private events. So like I feel like we're kind of at that point now where unless you're just underbidding all your competition, it's going to be difficult to book events. So what we've been doing is we've been expanding our cities, like going to like San Diego, San Francisco, Tampa, a little farther than where most of our folks live. And then what we'll do is we'll book the deal and then we'll farm it out to like a local company. So there's a little bit of, we'll make a little bit on the commission side and we'll farm it out to like a company that's much closer. So like we do a lot of events in San Diego now. And we'll do it because it's not that far, but it's still kind of far, or we'll have a local company help us out. And that's been working well so far. Number of employees. We have a lot of employees technically, but a lot of them are like 90% of them are part-time. A lot of people use a valet job is like their second job. So a lot of people will have a full-time job and then they'll supplement their weekends to do an event or two, which is nice because it's an easy way to make a couple $100. A couple $100 once a week adds up. So it helps them a lot. Um, but yeah, I would say like 60 to 75 between both states. So we got a decent amount of employees, and which is nice because when we have these large events and they need 20, 30, 40 valets, oftentimes we can do them because they're on the weekends, they're at night, and our folks are willing and able to work it. So it's nice. The next question that we were getting was like how we do marketing and advertising. We do a lot of advertising um, across Google and different platforms, and it's expensive, but it's in our opinion it's worth it. And then we have a company that we use. It's called Business Builders, and they do a lot of our SEO, search engine optimization. They do a lot of our website design, um, and just like blog posts and all that stuff that I'm not good at. So that's why we like to hire professionals to do that. Um, the vision for parking pros. The vision, I guess, short-term vision is to acquire like some more ongoing locations. We do a lot of private events right now, and we do have a decent amount of ongoing locations, but I'd like to get more like hotels, larger hotels, maybe like a casino or something, some more wedding venues, and parking lots would be great. Parking lots are good because you're not really oftentimes you're not valet parking cars. People are self parking, so that limits a lot of the liability. They can limit the liability, um, and then you just have to have like a couple of guys on the payroll instead of having like 10 or 20 guys at an event. If you have a good parking lot, you just have one guy work 8 hours, next guy works 8 hours, so it kind of runs itself. Long-term vision, grow the company, expand. I'd like to, yeah, long-term vision, get more hotels, get larger accounts, like high-end stores in Beverly Hills, stuff like that on Rodeo Drive, and yeah, do a lot of events. I'd like to expand the shuttle aspect, do more shuttles. I don't know if we're going to get into like the big coach buses and stuff. We'll see. Um, if you guys have any, if you guys have any connections or recommendations on those, I'm all ears. How we take care of our employees? That's a good question. Um, we take care of our employees by trying to offer them as much work as possible. We try to book all the deals that we can to keep to at least give them the opportunity to work. I feel like we offer pretty competitive wages, especially starting out. If you start with us, your minimum be making 20 an hour plus tips, so close to 30 an hour. And then as you grow with us, we see your dedication, your effort. You get some reviews with your name mentioned, in them, stuff like that. You could be making close to 30 an hour uh, as your hourly plus tips. So, and then oftentimes, if we do farther events, we'll do travel time, gas, we'll do bonuses, stuff like that. So we do an annual company party every year. It's actually this upcoming Thursday. I won't be there, but Clay will be there, and we just buy a bunch of gifts. We run half this bowling alley in the valley. It's called Bolero. We've done it for the last 4 years. This is either our fourth year or fifth year doing it. It's really fun, and we have great camaraderie. Everyone likes working with each other. Different people work with each other all the time, so it's really fun. Nothing's the same. Like we do have ongoing locations, so if you work that location like every day, obviously that's the same. But if you're doing private events, it's a new address every time you work. So it's not very monotonous. It's not like clocking in at the store every day and then doing the same thing. Everything's different. Different cars, different people, different cities. So it's fun. Uh, Oh, for the also we also offer 401k, and we match up to 4%. So if you're if you're listening to this and you're working with us or you want to work with us, that's a nice thing that we offer. So definitely take advantage of that. Um, what sets us apart from other valet companies and shuttle companies? I would say our customer service and the speed at which we move is probably our biggest competitive advantage. If you reach out, like if you're a customer and you're inquiring about services, you submit a form, you'll get a formal quote within the hour, most likely. Unless it's like at a weird hour. If it's during business hours, you're going to get it almost immediately. And people really like that because they're planning these events. You know, I would say the most common event is like a wedding or a large corporate event, and it's a really big occasion for them. And parking is probably one of their biggest concerns in shuttles. So to be able to have a quick response and to get that off their plate is crucial to them. They don't have to worry about it. So, and they trust us because they see our reviews, they know that they see our website, our pictures, they know that we're legit. And if we can send them a contract, they sign it, pay it, it's done. That's a big relief off their shoulders. Another thing that sets us apart is the number of staff that we have. So like I said, we have about 60, 70 employees. They're not all full-time. Most of them are part-time. But when we have these large events, everyone will post a shift, and oftentimes everybody wants to volunteer to work it because it's fun. It's a large event. Everyone gets together, team up, and accomplish a goal of parking all the cars. Sometimes it's 100 cars, sometimes it's 500 cars. So, and these events are really cool. They're put together by professionals and experts in their field, and it's nice being the first impression that the guests see, and also the last. So we're proud of that. Employees are the asset especially for our business and our industry. Like your employees are what keep they're what keep the customers coming back. So, like I said earlier, if you take care of your employees, they'll take care of you. So pay them a good wage. If they ask for a raise and they've been doing a good job, give it to them. Make them happy. Why wouldn't you want to make your people happy if they're making you and your customers happy? Obviously, it's got to make sense, but if our employees ask for a raise and we see that they've been putting in the time and the hours and they've been working the shifts and not being late, no call outs, they haven't crashed any cars, like I had no reason to not want to make them happy. Yeah, and then amazing reviews. That's another thing. I think I already touched on that, but yeah, that's what helps set us apart. Getting those good reviews, they're very important. Because if you've never Referrals are great in this business. If someone had a wedding and we service their wedding and they refer us to like their sister or something, obviously they're probably just going to book us because we're a referral. But if you've never heard of us and you just found us on Google on a quick search, you have no way of knowing if we're good or not. You're just going to have to trust us by our website and reviews, and stuff like that. So having those reviews is crucial and making sure your customers are happy, employees are happy. And I think that just that's a formula for success. So that's kind of like a little history of Parking Pros, kind of what we do on the daily. And last year was a really good year. We're excited for 2025. The goal is to acquire more ongoing locations. Like I said, those hotels, casinos, wedding venues, stuff like that. And just keeping our employees happy, keeping our customers happy, trying to limit claims. Like by claims, I mean like accidents, lost keys. In our industry, it's bound to happen when you do as many events as we do, but you just try and limit them. You don't want to even if you have one a year or two a year, it's still annoying when it happens. But the key is to just limit them and make sure you solve them quickly if they do happen. Other than that, we will keep you updated with how our year's going, and really appreciate all the questions and the feedback. And if you are in a city and you think valet or parking your shuttles could be beneficial, give us a call or shoot me a message on Instagram or something. Our website's valetparkingpros.com. Maybe there's something that could come from that. Or if you want to work with us, work for us, we're always hiring. We can never have enough staff. And you don't have, like I said, you don't have to work for us full time. You can do part time. How we post shifts is we post shifts once a week, and everybody applies for whatever fits their schedule. And Katie and Clay from our team, they will just pick and choose based on they have their formula for picking and choosing the schedule. So if you're looking for extra work, reach out to us. You can fill out an employment application, and we'll get the ball rolling. Other than that, we're excited for 2025. We have bright hopes for the future, and we're looking forward to continue growing this podcast, getting other go-getters on, entrepreneurs, health professionals, real estate investors, and we're looking to really try and add value to everyone's life and motivation. And yeah, that's all. My name's Johnny. Thanks again for listening. And if this interested you or you want to get in touch, I'll put my info in the comments or the show notes. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Happy New Year.